Now, everybody wants to be an entrepreneur these days, but of course, it's quite hard because you think, I'd love to do that, but oh no, I haven't got any money. The good news is there are lots of things that you can do these days to start a business without any money. Let's think about doing some market research without spending any money. Now, there's a lot of expensive agencies out there who will charge you a fortune, but actually you can do it for free yourself and probably get much better results. Sally Robinson, she decided she wanted to sell bras for the larger woman. She didn't really know if there'd be a demand for it, so she went and stood in the middle of York one day and basically went up to women who she thought might benefit from a larger size bra and discreetly asked them where did they buy their bras from and would they perhaps like one that fitted a bit better, was it a bit pinchy? She found out enormous amount of actually they would really like somewhere to buy large bras from, so she went home armed with all this knowledge and a whole band of potential customers for her, so she started up her own business, Ample Bosoms. And there she was. She had her absolute target audience right there in front of her. You can also think a little bit creatively about it. Christopher Ward, he started making watches. And he didn't have any idea of how much to sell his watches for. So he took out 3 identical advertisements, very, very small advertisements, in a weekend paper. One of them advertising the watch for £99. One of them advertising the watch for £179, and one of them advertising the watch for £849. Most people actually wanted to buy it at £179. Identical watches and all adverts. 4 people actually wanted to buy it for £849. Amazing. But actually from that, he realised that his target price was £179. People didn't trust it for being too cheap. Now, also, you need to think about how you to spend nothing on stock and overheads. Have we got a picture yet? Up? Right. So here's what you're going to do. Obviously, services, it's easy. Get people to pay you up front. Get the people to pay you 50% up front, as much as you can get up front. Ask, they can always say no, okay? If you're developing a website for someone, get them to pay you up front. Sylvia Tidy Harris, she runs a speaking agency. She gets them people to pay entirely up front. That's not how it's done. She said, oh, why not? That's how I'm going to do it. Free premises. Obviously, you all know about working from home, but even when you're big, you can actually work from home. Or go pop-up. Don't you love pop-ups? They just pop up all over the place, and they're completely free. No, they're not completely free, but you know, you can borrow a local space that's not being used, a town hall, a village hall, or whatever it is, a cafe, pop it up, and there's your business going. Really, really cheap. There's a business, the Silver Apples in Manchester. They used to, basically it's vintage tea room. They was running this tea room, and it's costing them a fortune in overheads. They're like, this is no fun. We're making tea and cakes, and all the money's going out the door in business rates. So they closed it down and they've gone pop-up. It's Kate and Sarah, and they go off to fairs. Pop-up, their vintage shop, vintage tea room. People come and have tea, listen to old records, and it's just a really, really nice business, and they're just having so much fun doing it. Really low cost overhead. Also, another one, self-storage units. Did you know you can actually run a business from a self-storage unit? You can't get your customers to come in, but you can basically, there's so many businesses who hire self-storage units. There's no business rates, there's no, electricity, there's nothing. You just shove all your stuff in there. Every time you need to send it out to someone, you go and get it. They've got like pickup trucks. They've got what do you call them? Forklift trucks. It's really, really cheap. You pay for it by the week, so you're not investing lots of stuff in offices and stuff. They take your delivery. Anyway, think about it. Self-storage unit. It's just such a brilliantly simple idea. Ask for help. Get free advice. Okay, there's this guy called James Hibbert. He started up a business called Dress to Kill. In fact, he didn't. He started up a bespoke suit business. And it was just going really, really badly. And he didn't know what was going wrong with it. So he wrote to Richard Branson and he wrote to Charles Dunstan. He didn't know either of them personally. And he said, please, will you give me an hour of your time? And in return, I will make you a suit. And both of them, to their huge credit, said yes. So he spent an hour with Richard Branson, hour with Charles Dunstan, made them a suit. And in those 2 hours, what an amazing amount of advice he could get. And it transformed his business. He turned it into Dress to Kill, which is now a huge success. But I want you to end by telling you about Judy Kramer. Judy Kramer had this idea for creating a musical. Everyone obviously told her she was completely mad, that it would take years, it would never work, it was impossible, it would cost a fortune, they made lots of losses anyway. She didn't listen to anybody. She thought, no, I want to make a musical. She spent 10 years sitting on the floor of her flat trying to work out how to do it, listening to the words and the music of ABBA. 10 years later, Mamma Mia opens the West End, her musical. It's done quite well. It's pretty much blown away all the box office records. We've got a film. Her personal fortune from it, £80 million. Now, she didn't put any money into it. She didn't write the music. She didn't even write the words. She simply had the vision, and she had the tenacity and the patience to pull together all the different strands that she needed in order to make it work. And that's how you do it. Thank you very much for listening.